welcome to Hopes, the maiden edition of our basketball show on our YouTube channel, Sport Vision NG, where we give you great sport content. My name is Deji Omotoyinbo, and when we mention basketball in Nigeria, only one name comes to mind. He's not a player, he's a fantastic basketball journalist and analyst. Bode Ogunturi is here. Together we've done basketball for 17, 18, 20 years probably. And Bode is here. Bode is always very excited when it comes to basketball. The Hoops will come your way twice a week on this platform. We'll follow the NBA, we'll follow local basketball as well. So let's start with home court, buddy. Some interesting things are happening in Nigerian women's basketball. The key actors, usual suspects, First Bank, Dolphins, knocked out. And by the time this show goes on, we'll have had a new champion of women's basketball in Nigeria. Great.
Yeah, it is. You know the narrative, Deji. When you keep seeing the same champions over and over again, you tend to get distracted and get
bored.
Bored. And look, kudos to First Bank. They've been amazing champions. They've represented Nigeria well. They've been African champions a couple of times. But Air Warriors and MFM, both of them fairly new on the block. They've gone and flipped the script, and it was end-to-end action at Indoor Sports Hall of National Stadium on Wednesday when they played out the semi-final. So, like you said, by the time this show is on, we'll have a chance and we'll do a review of how they match.
I'd like to focus on MFM a little bit. They've done something fantastic with the male football team. Now they've developed something for the females, and they're doing so well. And it's good to see this is the way to open up opportunities for young people via sports.
Exactly, especially as most of the people, just like it was with the male team of MFM, like it was with the male team of MFM. Most of the players for their women's side, they are not the regular people that you know. They are not in any national teams. They are not household names, and they are now at a point where they can get to the African play on the African continent and aspire to the African champions. So a whole new vista opening up, and they'll serve as examples of those who are coming behind them, because this one will now step up, knowing that it's possible for us to play at the highest level with this kind of program going on.
Okay, that'll be very, very interesting. That's a home court. We take a short break. When we return, the NBA. Welcome back to Hopes. Bode Ogunturi is still here. We finished on the home court. Now we go to the NBA. The 2019-2020 season tipped off on Wednesday. 2 games on the night. Toronto Raptors, defending champions, winning their first game. And of course, the LA Derby ended in favor of LA Clippers. Kawhi Leonard putting one over LeBron James. Bode Ogunturi is still here. And Bode, let's go to the Eastern Conference. Some key players, not more so than Pascal Siakam, who is now the face of the Toronto franchise.
Funny enough, when Siakam was first drafted by Masai, I was wondering, what is this young man doing? Because Masai has a history of picking up on almost unknown African players and turning them into. But I thought that Pascal Siakam started playing basketball at 16. I thought it was a reach.
That's quite an achievement.
Until the NBA Finals last year, and Siakam just exploded in our faces. We are looking to see Joel Embiid be the man that would be the major African in the playoffs. But when the Raptors played against the Sixers, although it was won by Carolina shots, but Siakam was a dominant player, and he has been rewarded. $130 million over 4 years, and now I think they want to build the franchise around him. And this is where we expect Siakam to become a full-fledged all-star. But I think that's going to happen. I'm going to see how it happened, and he did well in his first game, posting a double return in the opening game. And this is a good start. Siakam will be a force in the East.
All right, Siakam we know now, and somebody we also know. Multiple All-Star, last season's regular season MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He must have been disappointed by their performance in the playoffs, but hey, this is another day, another season.
He was, because I remember him almost burst into tears after they lost the Toronto series. But when they go back to Milwaukee, the fans are waiting, they are cheering, they are clapping, they are happy. I told them, you guys lost, we like what you did. To take the soon-to-be champions, nobody knew at that time to 7 games was something. And he's saying it's time to take it up to the next level. And yes, already I think they've almost stopped taking bets on Giannis being the MVP this season. And in the preseason they've done well. They won all their 5 games, just like the New Orleans Pelicans. But from the season both seasons are all their 5 preseason games. All the money is on the
Giannis
and his boss to take the step further because of the experience, because of the depth of the team, and of course because of Giannis.
You mentioned Joel Embiid earlier. Joel Embiid and 76ers. What do you expect of them this season?
Embiid is talking again. You know, Embiid said he wanted to be an All-Star last season. Last season he became an All-Star. He said he wanted to play in the NBA Finals. He didn't make it. And he's saying now that look, that's going to be the next step. Of course, key to that has got to be his teammate Ben Simmons taking his game to the next level and developing a jump shot. In the preseason, for the first time in his career, Ben Simmons sank a shot from beyond the 3-point arc. The whole world cheered, and the whole of Philadelphia almost threw a party. And we expect to see more of that.
Yeah.
If Embiid takes his game to the next level, and Ben Simmons develops an outside shot, the Sixers, believe me, the Sixers will be on and about in this conference.
One player that was, unfortunately, injuries got the better of him last season was Victor Oladipo of the Indiana Pacers. Yeah. Back fully fit now, I guess.
He's not fully fit. He's not playing. He's not playing yet. But if Oladipo gets back into the Pacers and the chemistry gels again, because last year, even with Oladipo out, they still made some noise. They still made a bit of rest and they expanded as a team. But now, if they get their superstar back and his feet are ready to go, Oladipo will be a bit more mature. And to be able to, sometimes when you watch the game from outside, you get someone inside that you won't know why you are playing. And I think that insight we were developed while he was out injured. So I also expect the Pacers to prove some people wrong and make a noise this season.
Okay, we shall see. Western Conference, the Wild Wild West, they call it. And that's going to continue. Houston Rockets, James Harden, will he be a bit disappointed by how things turned out at the end of last season?
I think he was, and that's making two seasons
in a row. Yeah.
But now he has Russell Westbrook beside him. Thankfully, they both agreed that Harden is the main man, Westbrook is his sidekick. But we want to see whether that verbal agreement and will play out on the court. But so far, the games they have played, Harden has been the dominant player, but they still need Westbrook to grow. Yeah. Because I think there are points during the season when the coach will need to rest one and wait for the other to close. But we see how we're going to manage that. The coach wants all his stars to be on the floor at all points. That has been their ongoing in the past. The coach I don't think he knows how to manage the load of the players. Okay. He wants them to play all the time, and they tire out when it matters more. So if he's able to manage their play time well and switch and match them when for one to rest for the other, I think they will also go far in the West. But let's wait and see how that will turn out.
Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant is gone. Klay Thompson probably won't play the whole of the season. Puts a whole lot of weight on Steph Curry.
It does. But they acquired D'Angelo Russell from Brooklyn Nets. D'Angelo Russell from Lakers to Brooklyn became an All-Star last season, and which means that look, as it is now, they still have 3 de facto All-Stars. There's Draymond Green, there's D'Angelo Russell, and then there's Steph Curry. And remember that with KD Grant, with Kevin Durant being the dominant player the past 2-3 seasons, it means that Steph had to take a back seat. Now we are hoping. I think we feel that Steph Curry, now that Kevin Durant is gone, will fill the hole, fill the space that he filled before Durant came and became the major player, especially with Klay Thompson not playing. But we have 3 All-Stars, yes, but it is not about the regular season; it's about the postseason, and that's where they should be. If they play too much in the regular season, will they show in the postseason, especially as they are not as deep as it used to be. Remember that the man that was the MVP in their first title win, the Nigerian, he has left now. Yeah. So that means that they lost a bit of experience, but being who they are and having the coach that they have, they'll still be.
You never can write them off, can you?
Never can.
Now, one man that has brought LA Clippers into the equation has to be Kawhi Leonard. 2 titles, 2 postseason MVPs with Spurs and now with the Raptors. Now he's moved to his hometown club. Like we said earlier, they beat LA Lakers opening night of the season. How far can Kawhi take the Clippers?
I think it will depend on how the Clippers is able to manage this workload. What Raptors did last season was Raptors didn't care so much about the regular season. They rested him a lot. They paced him, and then in the postseason, it was ready to go. Now Paul George is out now, which is good news and bad news. Good news in that he's going to miss some games. Then he will come back and he will play slowly. And also the other good news is that the shoulder that has been troubling him has not been repaired.
Yeah.
So depending on when Paul George comes back, because I think the 1-2 punch of Leonard and George will give a lot of teams big headaches. And then they have Williams coming off the bench. In that game against Lakers, he came off the bench and scored huge. And so I think with the coach who is long in the tooth and the depth of the team and these two superstars, you cannot ignore the Clippers.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you know the chance of a team winning the NBA title is always, the window is always very, very, very slim. And I think this year is for Clippers. They don't win it this year, the landscape will change again in the coming seasons.
Okay, one team we can't ignore just because of the man, LeBron, is LA Lakers. Now they've acquired Anthony Davis. Is that enough to put Lakers in the equation in this division?
I think it's a long shot, especially as they traded away almost all their bench to acquire Anthony Davis. And Davis doesn't have a good injury history. It tends to come on and off. And again, just like for the Clippers, it also depends on how they manage his playing load and how they manage the load of LeBron James. Now, between these two guys, just are that during the regular season, if they play all the games and play a lot of minutes, they will not be ready. They will not be ready in the playoffs. And LeBron James is not getting any younger. I think he'll be 34, 35 in the course of this season, and he's been playing almost 20 seasons, which means his legs will give at some point. Yeah. So if Lakers can manage his playing minutes and just nose into the playoffs, and these guys come out fully ready for the postseason, they give a lot of teams a lot of problems.
I'm going to put you on a very, very tight spot now. I'm putting in a tight spot now. From all we've discussed, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, 4 teams in the conference finals.
In the conference finals,
4 teams.
Depending on how the seasons go, I think I put my money on the Rockets. They might not get so close last year, but I don't think they have the experience to go far. So Rockets and Clippers because of Kawhi Leonard. Okay. And from the East, Philadelphia Sixers and probably Toronto to make a lot of noise, but I think Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, we shall see. Another quick break. We return to wrap things up on hopes. Welcome back to the final segment of Hopes, the maiden edition on Sport Vision NG. Hope you enjoyed it, but Able is still here, but he's always passionate when it comes to basketball with a smile on his face as well. But some key players are out injured in the NBA. Not more so than Zion Williamson, the rookie who's expected to burn up the courts this season, but is he going to get game time? Is he going to fit in time to get into the season?
I think it would be. I think it's up for about a month or 5 weeks or thereabouts. And seeing what Zion Williamson could do in the preseason with the Pelicans raised the hopes of the team. Pelicans actually, I think Pelicans actually got stronger because for Lakers to get him, they gave away almost all of their bench to New Orleans, and then New Orleans also got lucky in the draft with Zion Williamson. So they have a good core to build on, and of course, like I mentioned earlier, they are 5-0 in the preseason. While that may not count for much, I'm going to regular season, but and it's still something. Now this team that have been touching on the edge, now look for a chance. Even if they don't go far this year, DG, next 2-3 years, I expect Pelicans to be a force in the NBA.
Kevin Durant, Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie, you think that 1-2 point will do it?
That would have been another something if Durant had come into the season fit without an injury. Now everything depends on Kyrie having to carry the load. The opening game scored 50 points. They still lost. So I think Brooklyn Nets will be touch and go this year. Yeah, I mean, but next season when Durant is fit and ready to go, hopefully Ivan will be fit, and then hopefully one or two of the younger players will have developed. Then you see Brooklyn Nets that in with the shout.
Klay Thompson missing
for all the season. All season. For any, I think it is a bad time for. If Klay Thompson had been fit, I would have given Warriors a 70% chance of getting to conference final. But without Klay Thompson, it becomes a bit more difficult. Unless, of course, one of the younger guys steps up and feels the role that Thompson has filled so well this past 4 or 5 years.
And they was disappointed that Clippers are Paul George. He is not fit because Paul George and, of course, Kawhi. Fantastic 1-2 point that would have been.
Well, fortunately for the Clippers, Paul George is not out for the whole season. He's also out for about a week to 6 weeks, so he'll also be back at some point ready to play. And I feel that, and that's when Clippers will become really, really dangerous, because then it means that, like you said, the 1-2 punch, the other guys will have, or of course, grown a bit, and then the dream that Kawhi Leonard wants, because when they approached Kawhi Leonard, he said, "You can't come to Clippers, but get me Paul George." And so, hey, I think for them, this can be the limit.
Well, it promises to be a fantastic season in the NBA. Don't forget, every week we'll be here on Hoops to tell you all about it. Many thanks for Bode Oguchi for always being there with his insight. Many thanks to you for joining us on Sport Vision NG. Please go and subscribe. Some great content coming your way as always. My name is Deji Omotoyinbo. Happy to have you join us. Thank you. Bye-bye.